Alright, so hey y'all. This video, I posted a different video of pretty much the expectations that we had for this pregnancy, and now I'm gonna go over what actually happened. Hold on, close the door. The air on. No doubt we hear that or not. Alright, so what actually happened? Well, the home birth didn't happen. I told you guys why about that. So that didn't happen. And I touched base on that just in case somebody didn't see it. Pretty much because of how I had Jace with the C-section and the risk of bleeding. As far as anything else, I did not get to labor at home. Well, actually, I kind of did. And I was, okay, let me tell you about that. All right. So, y'all know Jace had his back procedure in Atlanta on the 30th of September. So we were up there for a few weeks. Yeah, I was 9 months pregnant in Atlanta, sleeping on a cot. But I had to do it for my son. Cool. So I did not get to sit back and, rest my feet or be as comfortable as I would have been at home. I kind of was on my feet a lot sometimes with the nurses and everything. They helped me a lot. But I also had, the issues with my blood pressure and the fainting and things like that. And then later on, because she was so low, I dealt with a lot of pain down there. So it's kind of hard for me to walk too. So after like 2 hospital visits and them attempting to try to give me a C-section, which I was not going for, I'm not gonna get no C-section. Y'all not gonna cut me unless it's absolutely necessary, and it wasn't absolutely necessary. As you see, I did not have one, but certain hospitals do not do VBACs, which is a vaginal delivery after a cesarean, and that was one of them. It was the best hospital in that city for pregnancies, maternity, stuff like that, but very few doctors did VBACs, and being that you just go into the emergency room, you don't know which doctor's going to be on call and whether they do a VBAC or not. So because of I can't think of the word they use, it's pretty much drops in her heart rate. That's why they were concerned, but they did let me go after monitoring me for a few hours. And then that next, so we didn't leave there until after like 12 o'clock. So the nurses, they knew I was pregnant, so they kept an eye on Jace whenever I had to go get checked out or anything like that. So next morning, they was like, hey, we were worried about you, da-da-da-da. And I told them what happened. One thing led to another, and I'm like, it'd be great if we can get Jace's discharge date moved up, because I really don't want to have this baby in Atlanta. And then she was like, oh yeah, I can definitely work on it. Because I was like, we just move up a little bit, a few days. And she was like, we could try to move it up a lot, because there was a lot going on. Next thing you know, we left that day. They really looked out. And it's crazy because I want to say that was a Thursday. We went home, and I had her that Saturday. So I would have had her in Atlanta. So thank God I did not have her in Atlanta, but I was so tired of being pregnant. I was already picturing in my head, how I was going to rearrange the little hospital room to have Zola have her section, Jace have his section, because I was really over being pregnant. I was so miserable. So that Thursday, my doctor, I told her what happened with the emergency room visit, and she wanted me to come in like around 1 something, but I wasn't gonna make it because it was already 12 something. We sent in Atlanta. All right. So she was just like, okay, go get checked out at the emergency room when you get there, because they wanted to check the variables in the heart. That's what it was, variables. And they saw a few variables too, and they tried to keep me there, and I did decline because I wanted to sleep in my bed. I'm sorry. And she was still moving. I felt like everything was cool. And I did decline, and I decided to go home. No, I do not want to stay. They gave me some fluid. You know, I'm fine. Got home, got some good sleep, and I had an appointment with my OB the next day. That appointment went good. They checked the weight of her. She had gained some weight because she was on the small side. They put me on a monitor to check her heart rate for about 30 minutes, and they saw a few variables, but it wasn't bad. They said she looked good, so cool. I did decline the cervix check because after all these hospital visits, I got tired of people sticking their hands in me. So I started declining people. Like, no. The last person who checked my cervix, they said I was this, that, and the third. So I'm probably still this, that, and the third. Y'all not finna check. I mean, I really had my cervix checked like probably 3 days in a row. And that's a violating feeling. I'm sorry. To me, it is. So, went home. Me and my boyfriend, we decided that, let's try to go ahead and get this show on the road. So of course, doing things that my doula went over with me, like the evening Primrose. You can take it orally and vaginally. I can't swallow pills, so I only did it vaginally. I took a walk with me, the kids, and my boyfriend. We took a walk around the neighborhood, and it took a minute, but we did it. We were supposed to have sex. We didn't get that far. Now, he was playing around and, rubbing my nipples because, nipple stimulation is supposed to help induce labor naturally, too. And did I do anything else? I think that was it. Oh, and also the pineapple juice, because pineapple juice pretty much gets the cervix ready for labor. So I've been doing that, prior to this day anyway. And I had already took my shower and we was laying in the bed. He had already taken a shower too. So I'm laying in the bed and they say, I jump up because I'm having a contraction, which I've been having the contractions. And I'm thinking, it's just like the regular contractions is gonna go away. So I'm breathing in and breathing out, trying to focus and just ignore it like I've been doing. But then they started getting a little more intense. And it was lasting like long periods of time. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I want to cry at this point. So I'm just dealing with it. He supporting me, rubbing my back, holding my hand, let me squeeze his hand, rubbing my stomach, give me, whatever I need. And it's still going on. Now he's tired, and I understood, and I wasn't mad at all. He ended up falling asleep. He was trying his hardest to stay up. But I let him go to sleep because I'm thinking it's going to be like, usual. It's going to go away and I'm going to get back in the bed and go to sleep. Cool. No, did not work that way. I was going through it. I'm on my ball, bouncing and rolling around, and it was stop, but then it come back, and it was such, oh my gosh, I can't explain it. I didn't get to experience contractions with Jay, so everything was new to me. And I'm like, okay, something isn't right. I think around maybe 12 or 1 something, he woke back up. I'm like, dang, you still up? Like, yeah, man, it ain't going away. Like, I don't know what to do. I didn't almost cried. I don't know how many times. I think I did. I cried like 2 times for like a short period of time. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this no more. Like, I got a choice. So, I was like, you know what? Call my doctor. And he was making me mad because you know everything about me, so I shouldn't have to say nothing. I said, just talk to the man. It was the on-call doctor. So he's saying, I started clocking, like monitoring my contraction times. Some were closed and some were spread out, but I was really only monitoring the intense contraction. So when I gave him the time periods, he was saying they're probably going to send me back home because of the time in between each contraction, and he wanted me to check the movement of the baby, make sure she was still moving. And honestly, I hadn't even thought about her movement because I was in so much pain. So we started to pay attention to it, and she wasn't moving for a minute, We couldn't get her to move, and I'm still having contractions though. So she finally did move, but it took a minute. So that's why we ended up going to the hospital. We didn't go to the hospital because of the contractions. It was to pretty much get her checked out to make sure she was fine because of her movements. And when we got there, it was just, it was worse. It was worse. They hooked me up to the machine to monitor the contractions, and then they gave me some fluid to see if it was real contractions or Braxton Hicks. But I knew there wasn't Braxton Hicks because I had been in there earlier in my pregnancy due to early labor contractions, and I had to get a shot for that. Oh, I did get a shot. Yeah, my last video I said I did. That's the only shot I got, but that was to stop the contractions, and it worked. But they gave me the fluid. The fluid did not help. The contractions were still there, so then they did admit me. And let's see, well, I guess I want to do a separate video on that because this video is kind of long already. So tune into the next video for the rest of the story.